Welcome to You Can Do It. Today we're talking Stihl MS200Ts, and I've got a video that's in process at the moment about stripping one down and rebuilding it, so stick with us for that. But this is actually about doing an exhaust mod on a Stihl MS200T. So this is the exhaust. Now, I've actually spent quite a lot of time on the internet trying to look at how to modify the exhaust. Now, most of the stuff is coming from the States, and I'm over here in Europe. Now, in the States, you can do this West Coast saw mod, which looks like a little bracket that you bolt on in place of the spark arrestor thing or whatever. But my exhaust, the exhaust over here in Europe we get are slightly different look. So if you've got the exhaust with this little thing here in it, it means you've got more like the European one. So I think there's 3 exhausts that they do. One with the spark arrestor in here, and then another one which I don't quite know, and then this one. But those other 2 seem to have the roughly same format underneath. But this one that we've got here in Europe is this format. So it's a funny colour because this was absolutely covered with about 1/4 inch of coke and everything on it, or like burnt exhaust and everything, and sawdust, and it was a right mess. So I soaked that in some actually oven cleaner and it sort of tarnished it, but that'll come back up all right. I've undone these 4 bolts. You've got 4 bolts there, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then when this comes apart, look, you can see how it's absolutely coked up in here as well. It was all like complete mess. So I've had a good go at that, but that's going to do for the moment. So if you actually look, because I haven't seen any videos where you can actually see the insides of these. It's amazing. There's loads of videos talking about exhaust mods, but you don't actually see anything, and I like to see the detail. Right? So here, that's obviously what goes onto the cylinder. And with this style, look, you've got the exhaust comes out here, so it comes out there. It's got these 2 little pins here. I don't actually know whether you need them on. I mean, they're probably for support to keep the thing structurally sound, but you might be able to whip those off. And then it comes out. If you look here, look, so it then comes out that way, and then it's really only got that little channel there. That's about, just to give you an idea, that's like a 10mm drill hole. If you look down there, it's absolutely tiny. And this is this is the top side of that hole. So that's it. It's all got to come out that tiny little hole. Basically, when that's sealed up. So basically, the gases all come out that way and around this way and over, and it comes out through that hole. And it comes out through there, and it just basically hits a solid wall. So it expands, comes out, hits the solid wall. And the only way it can actually get out is by going over the top and then down that little channel there and out. So if I connect that up like that, you can see, so it just comes out there like that. So if you put the side cover in, you can see it's like that, look. So all the gases just come out on that end. Now, I'm going to try and open this right up, but I've got to be really careful because look, if you look under there, I'll take this off here. If you look under here, look, that's open there. So if I was just to cut that straight off, what's actually going to happen is the exhaust gases can come out here and then go and hit straight at the bottom of here, and it's just going to melt all this and do a right mess. What my plan at the moment is then, look, that's at an angle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that off with an angle grinder. Cut that off at an angle, and then we'll see what we're left with here. You're going to be left here, yeah. And then what I'm going to try and do here is I'm going to cut this down cut this bit here, cut it down, so I really open that up, and I'll do the same on this side here. So I could drill holes in there and there, but I'm actually going to grind from there and there and just try and grind all that out. So let me get cracking with the angle grinder. I'll do all that, and then I'll be back. Okay guys, after a bit of fettling around outside, like I polished that side up a little bit. I can't be bothered to do all that because you don't want to see it anyway, so I'll just do that side. So look, that's what I've done. Look, you see that? I've got a big mouse hole there and in there. So let me split this. So what I've done, look, I've taken that all out. You've got to be really careful if you're doing this, because underneath there, look, you see that die cast comes up there. So if you do that too flat, you'll break through and you're in all sorts of trouble. So basically, I've ground that right out, so all the air can come from this side through here, over the top and over the top. I've course, it's going to still hit that, but I've then put this in the top side. Well, I've put a big mouse hole there and there, so air can come around that side and through, and that side and through. Now, obviously, I haven't made it too big because I'll be much bigger than that. I mean, it should really be about the maximum the same size as that, if not sort of 75 to 80% of that. So I've left that like that, so if I can do a bit of trial and error, because I can cut a bit of aluminium plate which will go in there. If I want to make that smaller, I can stick a bit of plate in behind there, and when I put that all together like that, that will actually clamp up there, and so it's like basically an adjustable baffle size. So that is an exhaust mod from MS200T. So stick with the channel, because I've got to get a new piston for this, and I've got a whole video I'm producing about stripping this down, finding out the problem with it, and then rebuilding it. But that is an exhaust mod on a European type MS200T exhaust muffler. So stick with us till the next video, when hopefully I'll be starting this up and you can hear this baby run. But she's going to run a lot better now. I mean, she's got she's got basically at least that size, if not bigger, of flow, but because it's going to hit that back wall and then come out the side there, that'll have a little bit of restriction, which will bring it down to about that sort of size. Okay. And again, you see, I've protected that under there so that you're not going to get hot gases coming in and burning here. So it's not going to be any difference, is it? It's going to be fine. You see that big hole there, so it'll be interesting to see what it sounds like. So stick with the channel. If you've got any comments, send me a comment. See you soon.